Guys, today I want to talk about guitars that are specifically designed to be used when you're traveling on an airplane or maybe a canoe or any time when you have limited cargo space. Now, usually these guitars end up being a compromise. They end up being things like headless guitars or a situation where the tuners are built into the body or something like that, or very, very short scale guitars. They really end up being more just practice tools that you bring with you to keep your chops sharp while you're traveling, rather than an actual guitar that you could really use to perform or record with. Well, there's a company that I kind of ran into recently called Journey Instruments, and they actually make guitars that are made for traveling with, but it's actually a really nice, really high-end, totally usable guitar, and I've got one here today to check out. So first of all, they come in a really cool package, and this is the entire thing right here. This is actually a complete guitar, and as you can see, you can kind of see from the design of the package what's going on here. But if we go ahead and open this up here, you'll get an idea of what's going on pretty quickly. So you just pull this out here, and no, this is not broken. This is actually the way it's supposed to be. These are essentially folding guitars, but they can be assembled extremely quickly. You just pop the neck in here. Okay, snaps right into place. Tighten this down, a few turns there, and that's it. The guitar is assembled and it's ready to go. Now there's a lot of really cool, really well thought out, really well engineered features on this guitar. You've got a button right on top here, and this basically latches or unlatches the neck. Then you've got a big kind of bolt that you can tighten down here to set the tension on the neck. Now up here at the top, there's a special piece here that keeps the strings held into the nut slots, so you don't have to spend a bunch of extra time aligning the strings once you tighten the neck down. Now this is a full scale guitar. It's a 24 3/4 inch scale. Now of course the body is a little bit smaller. It's kind of like a parlor guitar, actually kind of similar to the guitar that's up on the International Space Station. But this is also an acoustic electric guitar. It has a piezo pickup built into it. Now, the jack is down here on the lower strap button, so you can use this, you can play acoustically with this, of course, or you can plug this into a PA or recording interface. Now, as far as the construction here, like I said earlier, this is not a cheaply made guitar. It's a solid spruce top. The back and sides is mahogany. It's got a really beautiful satin finish, which I always love on acoustic guitars. The neck is also mahogany. We've got 20 frets on this guitar, and there's a lot of little details, like it has a bone nut and has ebony bridge pins down here. So they definitely didn't cut corners on the materials used in this guitar. Now, because the body is a little bit smaller than what you would find on like a dreadnought style acoustic, I was expecting this guitar to have kind of a smaller sound. But I think you'll hear when I get to the sound demo clips that, the guitar actually sounds really big and really full. And it's surprisingly loud in person too, acoustically, So anyway, you've seen how quickly this thing goes together. I'm going to break it down again, and we'll go and plug this thing in, and we can listen to how it sounds here, okay? Okay guys, so like I said earlier, I really was impressed with the fullness and the richness of this, considering the size of the body and that it's, you know, it's a little bit of a different shape. But again, it's a full, you know, as far as the length from the nut down to the bridge, I mean, this is still a full scale guitar. So you're not going to end up with any weird string tensions, you know, loose strings or anything like that, like you would on a short scale guitar. Now, this particular model is the Overhead OF410. Now, the reason it's called an overhead is that once you break this thing down and you put it in its carrying case, the entire guitar fits into a space that's only 22 by 14 by 9 inches, which will fit in any overhead compartment in an airplane. The case that it comes with also has a couple of built-in backpack straps, but they've got a little pocket here that they go into, so you know, when you're not using them, they're not always flapping around like most backpacks are. So this is really well thought out and engineered, and they've kind of pre-fixed any problems that you might have with this. The thing I like the most about this, I think, is just the fact that you could use this all the time as your main instrument, not just when you're traveling. The fact that it has the built-in piezo pickup, it's got really nice materials used. It even has Grover tuners up here. I mean, all that stuff, and a really, really nice sound. So if you just don't want to deal with hauling around a full-size guitar all the time, like a full-size dreadnought, that kind of thing, I mean, this is a great alternative. And in some ways, when you're traveling, it just solves so many problems and extra expenses and everything that you would have to worry about when you're flying. Okay, but I really want to hear what you guys think about this guitar and other guitars that are designed for traveling. Do you have any experience with them yourself? If so, I'd like to hear about it. As always, guys, I'll put some links in the video description below if you want to find out more information about this guitar. But yeah, I have to be honest, I was skeptical when I got it. I thought it was going to be kind of a gimmicky kind of a thing, you know, with the folding design. I was worried it would just be kind of a cheap guitar that made a lot of compromises, but that really has not been the case at all. All right, guys, that's it for today. And something else I want to mention, if you look behind me, of course, this is probably the first video you've seen this in, but I've got a new rack here. I've been reviewing so many guitars lately that I've just run out of space to put them, so this was kind of one of my New Year's resolutions. I put this rack up here so I can fit a lot more stuff, get it off the floor and up on the wall. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon.